Sometimes I do an update at the park, so I'm going to do. I want you to see. I want you to see my friend's face. That's all I want you to see. Now this is Raven, and Raven is a friend of mine. And look, people get into it with people a lot, and then I just want you to see that. And I'm going to talk a little bit. Do you want to say anything, Raven? Anything else? I'm going to do a little talking because I heard. I came up. This is where Brother Dave normally feeds, and it's actually 12 o'clock. I don't see him yet. Sometimes I do videos with my friends out here.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Raven. And so, of course, I didn't realize that happened to Raven last night. And obviously, he's got a bunch of stitches in his face and neck and everything. And he had told me what his side of the story was. And then some other people had a different side. So I tried to listen to everybody. But then another friend of mine, I forget his name, I won't give it, but he's over here. These are all my friends. The other one seemed to confirm Raven's story. There was a little argument that happened, and the only reason I am going to use one name is I used it the other day. And whatever happened prior to this assault, Sarge, who I told you the other day I had like a little confrontation with, because sometimes he comes up here, he might be up here again in a little while, but I didn't hit Sarge or fight with Sarge, but the other day I had to look for him. And then when I found Sarge, I didn't assault Sarge, but I got into it a little bit, and he says all that. You don't know who you're messing with and all this, and Sarge didn't do nothing to me. But according to two witnesses, see, I waited till I heard the second one. Sarge did indeed hit him with the beer bottle. Okay, so now I heard it from two, because there's different stories. And the other guy said, oh no, he saw Sarge behind him and did something, and that Raven could have beat Sarge. And he was on top of Sarge, threw him down, but he didn't beat him. He might have slapped him with a belt, but he had every right to defend himself. And then, according to the stories, that Sarge went over to some apartments and started saying that Raven cut himself with a knife and did that and all. Now, because there's so many different things that go on out here, I wanted to wait because I didn't know maybe that. But if this is true, because that's the way Sarge talked to me that one day that I talked to him. Like, you don't know who you're messing with and all. Now, Sarge obviously is an alcoholic and all. But if he's actually on the street doing that, so that's the only name I'll mention. Of course, you got to see Raven. I asked him, I said, you want me to just... He doesn't himself want to deal with a lot of it. Most of the cops know who Sarge is. So, you have enough there. Raven says, look, if he just wants to get off his alcohol or whatever, and there might have been some things prior to that maybe somebody stole something and then popped a bicycle tire, like I had some incidents with Raven at one time, and I almost got into it with Raven at one time, but I kind of forgave him. It wasn't that big, but because I had an instance with Sarge myself, and Sarge brings that up, you don't know who you're messing with, and he's got that whole image. And two witnesses said no. He blindsided him with a bottle, Dos Equis, a beer bottle. And look, that's pretty severe assault, CCPD. So Sarge is the guy that's always walking around with the bald head. He's a fairly older man, maybe 60. He's got the combat boots. And like I said on the video the other day, when he comes to the bluff, to me, sometimes it seems like he's looking for trouble. Now, I talked a little bit with Raven. The last few days, I had some conversations about how we treat people that have different lifestyles, okay? People that are either bisexual or gay or whatever. And this came up 3 times. It came up again just a little while ago. And I said, as Christians, we have views of things. And we make those views clear, and I've always made them clear. I said, and at the same time, we treat people with love. And it seems like that issue also came up, like you're this or you're that. I said, but the last thing is, you never assault somebody. And if you hit somebody with a bottle, and look, he's got a bunch of stitches. Look, this all happened in the last 20 minutes, but I had enough time to listen to all the stories. And 2 witnesses said that that did indeed happen. So if Sarge did that, and then he went around telling people Raven cut himself and all that to cover up, that's not right. If you're going around telling people you're going to hurt people, which Sarge has that mentality, and then if you do hurt somebody, you don't go around and then say he did to himself. You man up. If you're around and Sarge is that way, acts like he's policing everybody. So you man up and say, yeah, I did it. Okay, so that's a little update. I don't see David here, and it's actually time to feed. I'm not sure, maybe something else happened. Maybe he'll be here late. It's 5 after 12, all right? I just wanted to do that update. I've had some talks with Raven. Raven's a friend of mine. I had some altercation in the past with Raven. And I actually, it wasn't a big thing, but it was like and then I said, I showed love by forgiving. Not, if you hit me, I'm going to hit you. It wasn't that, it was something else. In defense, I would hit you. So nobody hits me and doesn't get hit back. But that was another instance. But I actually, it wasn't a big thing. I forgave Raven. But if Sarge is at that point, if he goes behind you and hits you that bad with a bottle, he says he still had glass in his neck. He had to get those stitches today. So Sarge should be, that should be looked into, okay? All right, that's the little update. God bless everybody.